Happy afternoon to all. This is Maharajan Nelayappan. For today's session, you are going to learn the next topic called a truly beautiful mind. This text is prescribed for you for class 9, Beehive, lesson number 4. What is special about this text? Is there anything new to learn? Definitely yes. Definitely yes. What is special about this text? You read the quotes, then you will understand. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Imagination is more important than knowledge. A single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy a whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. It is a visionary and world citizen. It is none other than Albert Einstein. He is a truly beautiful mind. He had a truly beautiful mind. So there are concluding remarks and examples from his life that will prove this statement. How? Let's find out. Albert Einstein, a well-known scientist, greatly appreciated scientist, a humane, a music lover, a caretaker of many people, understands the scientific concepts in a clearer way, a game changer. He played a great role in the field of science, physics. So we have to describe him by many aspects. Okay. What is special about him? Why should we talk about such a great leader? Why should we talk about such a great people? There are reasons to consider his achievements. There are reasons to learn from his life. Let's find out. He was born on 14th March 1879 in German city of Ulm. His mother had a different idea about Einstein. She considered him as a freak because his head seemed too large. Till the age of 2.5 years, he was not able to talk. He uttered everything twice before saying. His playmates called him a brother boring. But he loved mechanical toys, so whatever the things that he sees seemed to him as a mechanical toys. He considered Maja as, find where are her wheels, 4 wheels, where are her wheels? His father had a negative impression about him. What is about it? A great scientist. When did we identify him as a great scientist? Not in the very early age. His father had negative impression about him. He will never make a success at anything. Look at this particular thing. When we receive bad comments, when we receive negative remarks from others, we should not feel dejected. He started to learn violin at 6. So he had some very good habit to nurture that helped in greater aspects to develop his skills. He maintained it till the last drop of his life. Throughout his life, he loved playing with music, especially the violin instrument. But he was not a bad student, a bad pupil. Okay. He went to high school in Munich, Bavaria's capital. It's known for numerous museums. It had a high population. So where the family moved, he had to study. He hated school's dominance over the children. He had a conflict with most of the teachers. He used to argue with them about the system, about the concept, about the theories explained by the people. He will never accept. So this is another quality of a scientist. Without having any proper evidence, they won't accept. They're not able to. He was not able to stay. So he left the school. Actually, he had a discussion to join or do studies to continue his education in German speaking school in Switzerland, where he found a more liberal way of education. Basically, he was good at mathematics and he showed great interest in physics too. So then he decided to study at a university in Zurich, a large city in Switzerland. The one more physical his feature about scientist Einstein is his big mustache, walrus mustache. Apart from his head, his mustache is also his greater identity. Another great character influenced and occupied his life, Mileva Maric. He had a special interest with Mileva Maric. He had to study at university in Zurich, Ali. He feels that how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relatively to a victorious conclusion. So, her association and presence helped him to reach a conclusion about any certain research. Albert Einstein became a university graduate in the year 1900. He became a university graduate in 1900 at the age of 21. He was also unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant and then he got a job in 1902, technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So this became a greater turning point in his life when he got a job at a job in the patent office in Bern, the capital of Switzerland. So he was developing his own ideas in secret by learning others' research paper and other works. He used to consider his desk drawer as Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So look at it, utilizing the opportunity, learning the things continuously were the hallmarks of a great scientist. So in 1905, he actually exhibited his special theory of relativity. Time and distance are not absolute. E is equal to mc square. This well-known theory was established and he was able to prove it with his skills and research. And the world celebrates him, the world appreciates him because of this particular effect, because of this particular research and finding. But when we can consider about his personal life, it is not a happiest one. His mother objected him to marry Mileva. He married in January 1903. He had two sons. Mileva became an unhappy housewife, so he divorced her in 1919. He married his cousin Elsa in 1919. In the year 1915, he published General Theory of Relativity. So this really gave him many scope for new interpretations of gravity. And Eclipse Prasad in 1990 proved his theory. So this marked a great scientific change and it became a great revolution too. In the year 1921, he received the Nobel Prize for Physics. And all over the world, he got fame. Everybody was talking about his greatness, great mind. So he had to move to United States because of Nazis' rule in Germany in the year 1933. In his life, discovery of nuclear fission, he felt very sad about scientists because of the nuclear fission. He was afraid that Nazis would use an atomic bomb and destruction might happen. So Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939 and warned the international governments about the misuse of such scientific inventions. So this showed another greater mind. A beautiful mind always was worrying about the well-being of the human, well-being of the living being. It was not worrying about any other thing, it was worrying about the well-being. It worried about the goodness. That's why Albert Einstein is considered a beautiful mind. A single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So he predicted what might be these consequences of such nuclear fission, what might be the use of a nuclear bomb. So it is inevitable. According to me, it is inevitable. So people who test anything in a constructive way and a destructive way. But he had to express his concern. That's why it is considered a beautiful mind. He didn't stop, he didn't appreciate. He started raising his voice against such move. The Americans used it against Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, August 1945. He was completely shaken by this. As a scientist, he never thought that his invention would be used against human beings to kill many people, innocent people, without any reasons. So, as a scientist, he raised his voice against this move. He wrote a public letter to the UN also, requested to form a world government, but it doesn't bring any solution or it doesn't create any kind of sensation. It had no impact. He campaigned for peace and democracy all over the world. Politics. As a scientist, he didn't stop his research, but beyond that, he was fighting for the right cause of the constructive use of scientific equipments and inventions or theories. So that's why it is considered a beautiful mind. Apart from invention, apart from talking about the things, the theories, gravity, relativity of theories, he was also talking about, he was also known for his peace talks. He was known for his statements, raising voice against such destructive actions. So finally, he died in the year 1955 at the age of 76. Okay, now we have got enough evidences to consider him as a beautiful mind. He had a beautiful mind. Now let us look at some more beautiful quotes of Albert Einstein that will also prove he was a valuable mankind. Weak people revenge, strong people forgive, intelligent people ignore. Intelligent people ignore. So we have to be intelligent at times. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. The ultimate thing of a scientist's behavior or attitude, they usually commit more mistakes. Out of 1,000 attempt, many attempts will be made by scientists. The ultimate result of such mistake will give them more scope for new inventions. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. So his perspective about the education system, so that really stopped him from thinking or stopped him from doing some other new experiments, so that he considered this one. Two things are infinite, the universe and the human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. Yeah, very strong remark about the human stupidity. As a scientist, he knows what might be the outcome of certain things. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So he has already proven relativity theory, and he was able to prove. He was able to explain the theories in a simplest way to the entire world. That's why is still considered the great scientist. So, by learning all the basics about his personal life, about his attitude towards education, about his politics and the views against the use of nuclear bomb, and his continuous learning process will be a great learning input for the generations, will set an example for every individual, and instead of simply blaming, he started learning. He didn't even omit anything, he utilized every greater opportunity to learn, and that proved him a great scientist, and that proved him a great humanity. So science is for constructive purpose, not for the destructive purpose. Science is for well-being of the people. Science is for creating a peace, not for a destruction or war. Such some scientific invention will be for wars, but we have to use it for peaceful purpose. He tried his best to save the world, and we have to be very careful while using the results of the science for the purposeful way, for the useful way. If we think in such a way, the ultimate aim of education will benefit the entire mankind, entire humanity. Thank you.